you should be happy for yourself too. You'll get to play them as well.
I'm really
it's like
excited
Christmas.
about
Yes,
them.
it's like Christmas.
Hi, Atomic Jukebox.
Some of them I've been waiting
Andrews.
longer than others, and some of them delivered early. One of them delivered early. The other ones delivered late, but somehow they all came at the same time. Not coffee traders. But so we have. Oh, but first we want to plug this Saturday. We are playing Space Alert on Silver Metal Tavern's channel during Tabletop Live Network. So catch us at 10 p.m. Pacific time. It's gonna be a good time. This is a real-time cooperative programming game.
Hold on, I just realized if we start at 10 with Matt,
yeah,
the wall of butts can happen during our stream.
Yes, you can surprise Matt because I don't think he's seen the wall of butts. So if you're in,
he's usually on his own stream at that time.
So if you're in there, we're going from 10 to 11. On
10 to 12.
10 to 12. Sorry. On
PM Pacific Standard Time.
On Silver Metal Tavern. So go. Can you shout out Silver Metal Tavern? Go over there and follow him if you. There's butts already in the chat. So we will be streaming during 11. We won't be getting off at 11. But yeah, it's gonna be a great time. Tabletop Live Network, if people don't know, is just a grouping of tabletop streamers, and once a month they stream a 24-hour marathon just to introduce you to new streamers and see what they got going on. And so
new board game streamers.
New board game streamers, yeah. Just to grow the channel and and have a good time. So
but we're playing this game, which ever since I heard it's an older game, but ever since I heard about it, I'm seeing it everywhere now. So there's a term for that. There's like a term like Schrodinger's cat, but something like that. But,
so the shout out failed, by the way. You have to not have the spaces.
Ooh. Let's try again.
So try one more time.
So many butts, yeah.
So 10 p.m. Pacific
just sorry, you
time.
got another new butt there too, which is pretty funny. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Well, but before Andrew goes through, what everyone wants to talk about. Well, not everyone, but very important things.
I've just been very excited to have these, and I probably won't be able to get to play them right away. So
he is getting the fun out of them by showing them. Yeah. We were like, oh, we should do a little show and tell because Andrew's just so psyched about them. Yay, it worked! But I'm gonna do a show and tell for something that no one asked for. A show and tell that no one asked for. It is an I Spy book. And the reason why I'm showing this is because I got it for free from our local Buy Nothing. And yeah, I'm going to give it to one of my students because they work really hard for I Spy books or for I Spy time. And I just Google I Spy pictures online. And then I was like, it would be nice to give them a book. So I asked my neighborhood if anyone's got any free books. And I got this one, and I'm getting 2 other ones. So that is Pia's show and tell.
What can you review the fonts on the cover here?
Okay. I think that the holographic I Spy font, the holographic portion I like because it's a treasure hunt theme. I don't love the serifs, but that's classic I Spy, so they shouldn't be going off doing something else. So I give this font a 7 out of 10.
Alright.
Okay, now we can go to the actual.
All right, so you need to
things.
review the fonts on all these games as we go. So this is the one. I don't know what I'm most excited for here, to be honest. I keep saying I'm most excited for all of them, but I'm like equally excited between 2 of them. But so I got Nemesis, which we posted about on the social medias. And it came in a giant box that was probably as big as this table that we're playing games on. Just our Nemesis is fun. I'm excited for Nemesis. I know it's not for everyone. I've read rules that some people love it. Others, I'll put it up here, others might not like it. I know it's not necessarily the most strategic game, but it's an experiential game from what I've read. Just like it's a really cinematic and fun experience.
And your friends, if not, are very much cinematic, like not novelty, but like experience, like spectacle.
Yeah,
Y'all
and I am very, very excited to play. This one probably just like completely my own, like just excited for the production. I splurged and I got the Sundrop upgrade on this, which I know a few of us were talking about in the Discord. And you know, Sundrop may or may not be worth it for you. I spent the better part of the last year doing washes on all of my miniature games.
During his Zoom calls.
So we did all these. Very luckily, not luckily, very. It was great that we could do this. We could go to trainings and build time for it, and so that's what a lot of our time was done during the pandemic. And so during these trainings, they were like 3-hour Zoom trainings, oftentimes, and I needed to keep my hands busy while I was doing it, so I would wash all my.
And what's a wash?
And a wash is it's like a thin paint that fills in the cracks and crevices of a miniature to make it to give it like automatic shading. It's like easy shading. So these miniatures, I paid for them to do that for me because I got really tired of it. I don't really enjoy the process of doing it. I just really like the result of having them.
Know your fun.
So when they offered it, and it looks better than the ones that I do. Anyway, so let's get a close up.
I give Nemesis font.
They've got like the aliens have like bloody tips on their.
I say 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Should I not go that high up right away? I like it. It's sleek, and then it has the little pixelations. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's sleek in the way it kind of fits the sci-fi, and I feel like it enhances the cover and doesn't draw away from the cover. While some things like Renature, it's like really forcing itself on you to be like, look at me.
So they have giant miniatures in here that look like this. Very cool. That's what they look like with the wash on them. You could probably look up pictures of them without the wash, but if you can afford it, I feel like it was very much worth my money because that's like 5 hours of washing that I don't have to do with all the expansions and stuff, and 5 hours that I probably wouldn't ever really get to at this point. Now that I'm not sitting in those trainings anymore.
Okay, Jessar, wait, hold on. Jessar asked to give us a page. So for all you, what's the train? This is a board game stream, and I know there's a lot of train themed games out there. So for all you train people, here is a scene with a train. You know,
that's their 18xx page.
This is the most 18xx we'll get this month. Who knows what's in our future? Andrew does like
Collected Camel says, "Hey, spams."
Hi, Collected Camel.
We're just showing off. We got a lot of Kickstarters delivered this month,
and something from Buy Nothing.
So we're just kind of
goofing off.
We're goofing off a little bit here. Also, did anyone get any games played this week? While we talk about this. So next up is Kemet, Blood and Sand. So this is a reprint, updated old game for anyone who's not familiar, by Matago. Inish is the other game in the series. Cyclades, they're both very fun. I didn't have a copy of this yet, and I played the original and with some friends, and it was actually not the most amazing experience in my life. It was unfortunately taught poorly, or at least I was given strategic advice that was like good strategic advice in one context, but because I was new to the game, it was actually bad. One of the things in this game is it's really advantageous to go last in turn order because it's area control and you can kind of finish off people who've been weakened earlier in the round. But so they were like, let's have Andrew go last in the first round. But the people I was playing with have played this like 30 times, so they were very good at it.
They're big Kemet heads.
They're big Kemet heads, and really, the first round of the game, if you're good at Kemet, you want to be buying all the best powers right off the bat. If you can buy a bunch of good powers your first round, it gives you kind of a lead. And so they all got all the best powers, and then I just struggled through it. But I actually really liked the game, even though, I mean, it says something that I enjoyed the game, even though
you got stomped.
Even though I got stomped, and I saw the strategic depth because they were playing at a completely different level. So
here's the thing: if we only liked the games we were good at immediately, we would have a small list of games. We typically like games, even if we don't do very well. And Gerald Andrews remembers the term Bader Meinhof, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But there it is. It's the term where you start noticing things after you find out about it. Andrew used to drive a Mini Cooper, and Andrew's brother had never seen, I don't know if he's correct, but he said he like never thought about Mini Coopers before. And I'm like, Italian Job was a very big movie in our college years. I feel like people like rewatch that, or it was just always on TV. So it was funny how he like never he wasn't really familiar with it. Anyways, he said he saw my like Mini Coopers everywhere ever since after Andrew bought his car. But
Justar says a field trip is in your future. I need to visit Seattle Gamers.
Justar says I played them without the wash, and Daryl Andrews says you monster. Justar.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any wash on any of my games until just recently. And I haven't really even been able to play a lot of them with the wash yet because it was COVID the whole time. So I was just kind of having the fun that I could have during COVID with my games because I couldn't really play them.
Oh, Eclectic Kimmel also got Kemet. Nice.
Oh, nice. Yes. Okay, Pia. Font review.
Kemet.
I
give it
Let's get the whole piece of art.
I don't mind it. Actually, it's got a little bit of like a shiny part. And I like the brush strokes. I give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10? Okay.
I think it deserves... No, 9 out of 10. That's fair.
You can't give them all 10 out of 10.
Well...
I mean, you can, because they're all Kickstarters. So
yeah, you know what?
And they're brand new ones, too. I didn't think there's a ton of new gameplay. There's, I think, one more expansion to this. But, Danger Eggs!
How is
Tricky
the box
20.
Quality? Hi, Tricky 20. I know that your kickball game got rained out, which it's been, like, dumping and then, like, kind of clearing up and then dumping again.
Daryl Andrew says, lots of chem experience is hard to overcome, which is very true. Because you can get good at this game, which was... Ooh, one of Josh is here.
Hi,
nice
Josh. Thank you. I don't like waiting for my hair to dry, so I also like cutting my hair really drastically, because I feel like I get my money's worth.
Jessar says, I feel bad when I play games I'm good at when teaching or playing with newer players. Yeah, I feel like there's nothing wrong with taking what do you call it? Handicap when you're playing with someone that's really new and it's a game you're good at. I haven't done it a ton, but I've thought about it. Usually you have to know the game well enough to know what would be the handicap, but no, and I don't even know if you disclose that because I don't know. What's your opinion on that? Because it's like if you're teaching a game, you're like, I'm going to give myself a handicap. It seems like a really pretentious thing to say.
Well, here's the thing. There are times where I've played a game one other time and I'm like, well, I don't want to just do this mean move on this person. So I don't do it. And then they do really well. And I was like, I needed every advantage I could get. What was I doing? I needed to pull out all the stops. But yeah, I can see that though. Cause I know that like, I At least for me, I always assume I'm not going to do well, but I do know people want to do well, even if it's their first play. So, yeah, I don't know.
Just sorry, I feel like the brush strokes are trying to do too much.
That's fair.
I was expecting an 8.
I was expecting an 8. I'd only give it an 8. It only just shows how brutally mean I was about about Renature, because it probably everything is scoring a 10 or a but yeah, actually now that I think of now I'm looking at all the fonts, because now this is a good one. I like this font coming up.
Yeah, I mean, but that's also in comparison to like, I don't know, Notre Dame or something like that.
Or like the game we're going to be playing.
Oh yeah, what would you give King's Road?
I
think it has a nice cover.
Oh, I'm not talking cover. I'm strictly talking font. I'd say 6.
6 out of 10. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. It's not bad. Anyways.
It's not bad, but it's not good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm calibrating the system.
Eclectic Camel asked if I got the Cthulhu expansion for Kemet, and I did not.
Did you, Eclectic Camel?
Yeah. It seemed like one of the things they added to the game that maybe the game didn't need. I wasn't upset about it. There was a lot of people that were like upset that it existed. I was like, well, it's an add-on that costs extra money that I'm not necessarily interested in, so I just didn't get it. But
you're a pretty like mild-mannered person, though. I don't feel like you get upset at things that other people do.
I mean, it was a cash-in for sure. Cthulhu's, popular, so they added it. It is a gods fighting type of game, though, so it doesn't not fit either. So I don't know.
Yeah, Daryl with 1 hour was also experiencing the weird weather day in the Puget Sound.
Daryl with 1 hour says you can set a harder difficulty in Nations. I did not know that.
Wait, is Nations a game that we committed a board game sin and played on a beach?
We did play that one on a beach. Yeah, on a pallet with a blanket on it.
A pallet that we found, a wooden pallet that we found.
But it was our first game for all of us.
I know. Everyone's just gonna start leaving the stream right now. I don't know why we meant to play it outdoors on a picnic table.
Eclectic Camel says, I didn't realize it was controversial. I totally grabbed it. I don't think it was really controversial. It was just people like, oh, they're sellouts. Or I don't know.
People being people.
It is the internet. Being the internet. So
we like Cthulhu.
I like Cthulhu. It was just $10 more or like $15 more, and it was already pretty expensive. And there's a lot of games I was backing around that time, so I was just kind of like trying to rein it in.
I don't know why we like Cthulhu so much.
It was an easy one to rein in, or easy decision for me anyway. So, are you still finding sand inside your? It wasn't our copy of Nations. It was our friend's copy.
Can I see Kemet?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Just Star is bringing.
Do we need to review the font a little bit here?
I need to look at it. We need to keep talking, but still, it's got a little saber. It is doing. You know what? It is doing a lot, but I kind of like it. Anyways.
It is great when it can make it adjustable. I heard the Search for Planet X also had something like that, which we don't have, but I thought that was a really cool feature, that you could make the game harder for yourself if you were more experienced.
Just Star says, but the disadvantage is that if you don't show them, being new players when you're teaching a game a good play, they develop bad habits. Yeah. And I like to learn that. And I think I prefer, I know some people don't like that stuff pointed out, but I like that because I can't really learn, like, how do you say this? I like when things are like initially taught to me and then like people point things out as I'm playing, because I know that first game is going to be, at least for me, not very good. And I can't take a whole lot of information up top. I also think I like need to be seeing it like on the board and like moving the pieces. When we're learning a game, like I really like, even when I watch a video, I like seeing the video and then I'm like moving it. Kinesthetic learner here. But
Yeah, and then Andrew says we got a Kemet font score. The score was 9 out of 10.
I said 9.
Yeah.
People making me second guess myself, but the thing is, the overall impression, I still like it. I think it might be the size of the font in comparison to the whole thing, but that's not actually what we're judging it on. We're judging it on font, not box. I don't know.
I think the box looks really nice.
It's important to be Daryl Andrews, it's important to be harsh so the great ones stand out. That's true. Oh, speaking
Just
of...
says, stand with your opinion, Pia.
I will not be shaken. No, actually, I recently, Jessar had suggested doing the pub meeple, like where you rate games like Tinder. Like swipe left, swipe right, but not really. It's just
board
putting
game
them...
Tinder, aka board game Tinder.
But is Tinder the one where you swipe?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, but anyways, you put 2 head to head, and Jessar and those in chat, I started doing it, and I was like, "Oh, Andrew, I'm not sure because I really like the people I played with this game, but I think I like the game. I think on its own merits more." And Andrew's like, "You have 270." choices to make, Pia. You need to not be talking about
270 games that you've played, and which translates to like 1,200 choices.
I spent way too long.
Did you finish it?
Whoa, 2,200 choices. I didn't finish. I thought I could do it in one sitting because Andrew said he did it one sitting, and I did not get very far. So I made myself a login and saved my progress. But I think Benita was talking about how she wanted to do that too. But I agree, just playing or kind of rating that really does help kind of define your preferences, even if it's for this current moment. And speaking of,
Jessar says it was exhausting. That is true, especially if you do it all in one sitting. And then Jessar also says you should tell Silver Metal Tavern you like Cthulhu. He wants to play more of those games.
Oh yeah. It's funny because I think we have 2 friends that we met, like I met through a POC climb night, and one of them really loves Cthulhu, and you've always been kind of just interested in the fact that there's like people taking it and like spinning it and making it their own, and then
I think the open source nature and how it's the way it's transformed over the 100 or so years is a very interesting, unique mythos, totally, because it's not just what it was.
Yeah, and then we love the show
Lovecraft Country.
We love watching it, and our friend Uncle Jojo, who's been on the stream, loves it as well. And so I feel like we have a lot of friends who like that IP, but like that IP in the like way that it's getting reclaimed, which is
modernized.
Pretty cool. I don't know if I would have been interested in it if we didn't have those friends.
Yeah, the way that like Peterson Games likes it kind of feels a little weird, even though I really like Cthulhu Wars as a game, but they're like really into the way it was originally written and stuff, which is like, well, it was originally written pretty racist, so I don't know why we need to be into that, but anyways.
The last game, and then we'll...
Can anyone guess the last game? And Brainajar is in the house saying, "Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Spam."
That's hilarious. Also, Brainajar, can you rate this font?
Give us a rating for this font. Guess what Pia's rating was, and give us your rating. we're rating. So yeah, just to catch you up, Brainajar. We're just
it's looking, show and tell.
Show and tell. Looking at a couple. All the Kickstarters that came in last week,
and our Buy Nothing haul.
All the COVID delays and stuff are finally, the water gates are breaking, and games are being released or being delivered. So, except Kevin's actually early. That's early.
Brainajar says 4 out of 10 because it isn't doing it for me.
Oh wow.
I like it. I like the rationale. Yeah. It's not doing it for me.
It's totally subjective. So. All right. Did anyone guess what this last one is before I show it?
I'm not a fan of the cross. Oh, I didn't even see that. I was just looking more at the brushstrokes and then this like
yeah, it's that Egyptian cross with the circle, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure what that.
Are you familiar
called.
with it because you watched a lot of The Mummy? No. Andrew has a really good experience watching The Mummy because
No, we were watching The Mummy 3 or 4, whatever the last one was, the one with Jet Li in it. Which
Andrew
I
loves
cannot
Jet Li.
objectively think about that movie because I had such a good experience watching it. It was right out of high school, and I had come back to Tacoma. I was hanging out with some old friends, and we went to go see it in the theater, like in the middle of the day, and nobody was in the theater. Absolutely no one was in the theater, and so we were like, well, we got to take advantage of being the only people watching The Mummy 3. And so we decided that anytime they said the word mummy, we had to get up and run as far away from each other as possible and find a seat. And then anytime they said the mummy in an action scene, we had to run back and sit as close to each other as possible. And so I don't think I even saw half the movie because they say the mummy a lot in it.
You were just jumping
we were just
over.
running and like jumping over theater seats and causing a ruckus. No one was there or cared.
So that's why The Mummy is Andrew's #1 movie of all time.
That's not true. I know it wasn't a good movie intellectually, but like emotionally, I'm like, that was fun. Also, we gotta guess Ankh. I think that's how it's spelled. It is not Ankh. Although that will come in the mail someday. Probably in the next month or two. And then Just Us as Jet Li was amazing, and Danny the Duck. Danny the Duck, I love that movie. AKA Unleashed was the US title. Did you see that one?
No, but here's a separate thing. So I was telling one of my students how, because I was evaluating one of my students, and they were talking about I was like, oh, do you like sports? They're like, no. And I was like, well, I was just trying to talk to them about something. And eventually they said that they like video games. They like Super Smash Brothers. I was like, okay, cool. I only know a little bit about video games. And I know the question, do you play on PC or console? And so they're like, I play Switch. I'm like, cool. And I just like had nothing to talk to them about. Eventually I asked them what they wanted to do this summer. And they said they wanted to make movies. And Andrew, studied film and like went to art high school and studied film there, and then and he also loved making movies growing up. And so I mentioned, I was like, oh, my husband likes to make videos, and he's like, oh, what type? And I was like, martial art videos or martial art like movies, because you are a child of the 90s, and that's like, well, that's not just the only reason, but anyways, but he was like, that's cheesy. I was like, that's true. And he's like, that's so 80s. And I was like, yeah, that's very, like, I think he's in 2nd grade. And I was like, whoa, you're just like defining things by generations. Like, I don't know. And he's like, my mom grew up in the 90s. And I was like, okay. But it was just, oh, not 90s. He said that's so 90s, what you were doing. And he said his mom grew up in the 80s. But it was just really weird to be like, okay, now we have something to talk about. But it was cheesy. But you made martial arts movies. They're pretty fun.
Joe Andrew says Ankh is in reference to the T in Kemet. It is called an Ankh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is also the name of the other Kickstarter Egyptian themed board game, which is the 3rd in the Blood Rage Rising Sun and Ankh trilogy. By Eric Lang, one of my favorite designers. So,
hi, Plumpy Thimble.
Yeah. All right. Plumpy Thimble says he's not been able to bring himself to watch the 3rd Mummy. So, Plumpy Thimble, I know you like dexterity games. So just turn the Mummy 3 into a dexterity game, and you'll have fun. I can tell you from experience. That's the way it works. And then the Mummy is good. Yeah. Chef's Kiss.
Chef's Kiss. I do freaking love George of the Jungle.
Brendan Fraser. You know, he disappeared at some point, but...
Man, my sister loved Flubber. We watched Flubber so much. Wait, do you want to show the game?
Oh,
we were going through things...
All the Kickstarters that delivered in 1 week, which it's like, I feel like Yeah. Anyways, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Christmas.
The time we live in to be alive right now. Anyways, Oath. This is the one. This is the one I'm probably the most excited to play with our to like get it to the table and play with our group and play it multiple times. Nemesis, I'm excited for it to be like an experience and then not play it for a few months, and then a big experience and then not play it for a few months. I kind of expect it to be that way. But Oath just feels like I love Cole Worley. I love Kevin Farron, the artist. Obviously, we have a big poster of his right here. And any game that they make, I'm all in on. So, yeah, I'm very excited about this one. The Kickstarter upgrades are nice, little metal coins and stuff like that. They're nothing too intrusive. But yeah, super excited.
There was a funny moment where Andrew's like, I got all these games and I want to play them with all my friends.
No time.
There's no time. But the thing is, he also just like played a lot of, well, he had a whole day of Twilight Imperium. So the availability, I mean, our friends are available, but also like we don't want to like
overburden them with like, hey, and then we're going to spend all day playing this game, and then we're going to spend all day playing this game. I think their significant others would probably kill me. So
they're gonna get Andrew.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, thank you for like playing these games with Andrew, because then all this game energy is not all directed at me. No, just kidding. Oath, yeah. Justar says, looks fun. Not sure if I'd play it a lot. That makes sense.
Yeah, that is the one thing, is it's gonna be best replayed, and we've actually replayed Root quite a bit between that and the rest of our collection. So I have hope that it will get played more than other games, because there's already excitement around Root.
Oh yeah, that's true.
In our group. So,
this is the best chance we've got.
Yeah, it's the best chance.
Because there have been many games bought with the hopes that we'll play.
There's just not enough time. We need to have a game night every other day. And then we can get through all the games and play them adequately.
Banjar ordered copy through LGS, waiting on the call, thinking it'll be right after everyone else receives it.
Yeah, I think they're most of the way through delivering Oath.
Puppy Thimble exactly described how I feel about Oath, which is I don't know anything about Oath other than it looks like Root and I want it. Like I saw it and I for some reason thought it'd be the size of Fort, and so when Andrew was like holding it, I was like, whoa, that's big. And then I was like, I don't know what I expected the game to be. Andrew has already tried to explain it to me, and I've like. This probably have like a glazed look over my face. I'm excited to play it.
That's the thing. It's like the Kickstarter. It was hard to even understand what it is from the Kickstarter. It sounds like the rest of Cole Worley games, where he's just some sort of mad genius who's come up with this amazing game.
Mad genius.
And you have to experience it to believe it. His like knack for creating like organic narrative that and dynamics at the table that like tell certain stories is. I mean, I don't know of another designer that does it that well. Root specifically.
Yeah, there's definitely like
telling
ongoing
stories,
Root trash talk in our friend group.
Stories through mechanics, like the way that the different governments are set up in Root. It's just, and then that leads to certain interactions at the table. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's very interesting.
I think maybe what it is too is that you usually get so excited about games and like people enjoy the games, but like there's something about Root kind of like everyone enjoyed it in a way that they were talking about it and bringing it up in this like their own way and own excitement outside of you like you introduced it. But I don't know, there's something fun about like people sending like funny Root related memes to each other. I don't know, there's something fun about it. But we will pull up King's Road and keep chatting, because one of the reasons why we picked it is because I wanted to replay a game.
So we've played this before.
We're trying to replay more games. Because recently there was a game, or I when I went into work, and I've only had to go into work twice. Everything else has been work from home, but and I'm very fortunate for that setup. But I was listening to the Board Game Barrage, and they were talking about games that have grown on you, and it makes me wonder what games would grow on me more if I played more of the games again. So I don't know. I'm curious if anyone else in chat has games that have grown on them. I feel like because Andrew enjoys and has a lot of fun collecting games, and you've had to learn to rein it in as well. Mm-hmm. But I really want to, especially this summer when I have work off, I really want to replay games. I'm really excited to get to, because even Jassar had taught us the Year of the Dragon, and then we replayed it the second time, and it was so fun. And I was like, man, I just want to replay games, especially like pretty soon right after. I think sometimes I don't get to benefit from like learning a game and then I'm having to relearn it again. Like a month or 2 months after. I'm trying to like get into more of a routine where we play it and then like try to play it within a week or 2 weeks. But then you get a weekend like today where there's so many new games and I'm like, well, shoot.
Yeah, sorry for watching me resize the board there, because I thought I'd zoom in a little bit.
Legends, that bigger. Sounds good. I think I'm gonna ask for spam and eggs for breakfast now that you brought it up. Kind of lurking because I'm getting a haircut. Ooh.
Oh, whoa. Nice. Also, Justar says I order coffee traders through my FLGS, and I have to wait about 2 weeks past pre-order fulfillment. Yeah, 2 weeks doesn't feel too bad.
Especially when you have plenty of other games to play.
That's the thing. When you're anticipating it, it feels like it's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for this to come here. But then it's like, oh, it gets there, and I'm like, well, I don't really have an opportunity to play it right away anyway. So why was I so excited? The Oath was particularly painful because it was in the distribution center that usually is where my packages arrive, and then that day I get them. It sat in that distribution center since Saturday.
They knew you wanted it.
It took like 5 days. It just kept saying in transit, Tacoma, in transit. I was like,
that's painful.
What is going on here? Anyways,
is Root in your in top 10? Well, it's funny that you're asking that, Ranger. Before you arrived, I was talking about how Jassar had mentioned Pub Meeple, and I've been rating the games I've played, and I was just going back and forth about, I just have a hard time like separating games. I have a hard time being objective. I'm just like, I just really enjoyed hanging out with those people. I'm gonna give this a positive rating. And I was like, I don't know if it was the game or just hanging out with friends and the food and the drink. Like I don't know how to like think about a game separately.
Shut Up and Sit Down explained it the best way. Board games is a form of alchemy. Where it's like you don't really know how the end product is created, because it's like there's the rules, and the rules might be good, but it just be the wrong mood, or you play it with the wrong people and the game's bad. Mm-hmm. But you could also have bad rules and play it in the right mood or with the right people, and it's an amazing experience. So it's like this weird, there's definitely like an it or click factor in games that is more than just the physical components and the rules, and those two things interact, but it's so much of it, I would say probably like 30, if I was going to put a number, 30% of a game to 40% of the game is who you're playing it with.
You know what? This is, I get it. Okay, I get it. Here's an idea. I get it. But like earlier, I think it was another conversation we had, either, it might have been in Brain and Jar's chat, I'm not sure, but about how, who was it? I think it was you, Jassar. You were talking about kind of games that are just tighter. And I'm realizing maybe that now we've played a lot of games together. I feel like I appreciate, maybe I have a better sense of like if I like a game because it's just you. You're like the constant in it. But while like if it's games with our friends, if like someone's having a bad time, that I'm like internalizing it, that I'm like, so-and-so's not having fun, and I'm like, and I get stressed during the game, or like they're not understanding it. So like maybe when it's not, when it's with people either that I don't know very well or like a mixed group of friends, the game is more dependent on like the experiences of my friends. And then when it's games between us, I feel like I have a better handle of like, I like that game because you as a player are like a factor that I can kind of like remove, if that makes sense. But
yeah. Also, I did want to answer Brandon Jars. Is Root in y'all's top 10? It would be in my top 10. I haven't officially made it a top 10 or anything like that, but definitely would be in mine.
Probably, but I don't really know what other games are. So I have a really bad memory for the games I've played too.
And then Legend says, Can you tell me that you like Ragusa because someone just told me they didn't like it? We like Ragusa. I've read online. We like Ragusa. It's really great as a 2-player game. I've read online that with 4 or 5 players that it doesn't feel great to be the 5th player in a round because you feel like people are taking your stuff. The designer has commented on it, saying that it's not statistically an issue, but I think it just doesn't feel good to be in that place. So I think if that's a problem for you, or if that's something you would know bug you, that might not be for you. But 2 players or lower player count, it's a really fun game. So
yeah, there's also
and then I had a lady teach me viticulture, but it was the first game she ever taught. For me, worst game ever. Probably need to try it again.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, that is.
Brandon Jar agrees. Also, Brandon Jar, we love your new animations, your new frame that you guys showed off yesterday. Yesterday, right?
This is Andrew verbally saying it because I said this all in chat, but he was like watching it.
People go check the video on demand. There's a swear shark
the VOD
that they animated, or someone animated.
Miguel did.
Okay, yeah. It's very, very cool.
Usually what happens is I like cast the streams up on the screen and Andrew's playing video games next to it. So he'll see it, but then I'm the one who's like in the chat. But
Brandon Jar says they would love to hear our top 10.
Yeah.
Or 5.
We're working on it, I think. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what it is, because actually King's Road was one that came up when I was doing the Pub Meeple Tinder rating, board game Tinder, whatever it is. I was rating it and I was like, what is this game? And I was like, I don't remember this game because it's super generic looking. Look at that. Anyways,
I think the art's good.
No, I think the art is fine, but it's generic looking.
That's
so
true.
I forgot it.
The theme is generic. It's like
but it's really fun.
Medieval fantasy.
But then I was like, oh, I really like this game and we need to play it. And the screen is tearing and we see that, and the thing we tried to do to fix it is not working. Yeah. Anyways, but it was a funny thing where I was like, man, I do want, even though it's tiring to like rate all these games, I do want to like have a better handle on what games I played, because every time I'm like, I've never played that game, and it's like, you've played that game. Also, Jassar says that they need a haircut as well, and I did earlier too. Also, Plumpy Thimble, are you cutting your own hair? Is someone in your family cutting your hair? I cut Andrew's hair, and then I went into labor. Or I was currently in labor, early labor. Anyways, 4th season, was it the 4th season or the 2nd season version? Legend
says he wants us to, or they want to guess us to guess their top game.
Aeon's End? Marvel?
Aeon's End or Marvel United would be my guess.
Ginkopolis?
I don't think he's played Geekopolis yet. He was just talking about it a lot for a little while because he bought it. Or they bought it.
Mine is in flux since I fell down the 18xx rabbit hole and haven't gotten much non-18xx at the table. But those are really,
it's also
big,
good,
right?
It's good to just have your top 10 in flux. I don't think any...
Yeah,
I mean, unless you're just playing the same games, which is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, if anything, that would be... I wish we would lean more on that side, because then it would be... Then we would play more games more often. But that's just me. Andrew finds fun in collecting, and I find fun in...
Discovering. I like discovering.
Discovering and collecting.
Both.
Yeah. Were you in labor and cutting hair, Pia? Yeah, it was funny
True
because
story.
I was like, is this labor? And I was like, well, I still gotta cut Andrew's hair. I'm partway through it. Here's the thing, I never cut hair before, and the haircut was like 2 hours long. But I don't think anyone, yeah, we weren't streaming yet, but Andrew's hair was like Lord Farquaad long.
Yeah,
I
it
like
was
to-
not great, and we were gonna definitely be in a bunch of photos, so Pia wanted to make sure that happened.
Well,
And you didn't really know you were in labor yet. We only realized later that.
that was
That was
labor.
labor,
That
so-
was the start of labor.
Yeah.
But it was also funny because you were like, I'm not cutting my hair till the end of COVID, and I was like, this isn't happening.
And I thought I was gonna do that with my beard, but that only lasted about 6 months. It got really long.
Yeah.
All right, so let's explain the game a little bit here.
Legends. That's not scary if you're getting a haircut and the lady's in labor. That's true, actually, because then if you're like, ow.
Yeah.
You get it? But it's
Cut your
early
ear.
labor, so it's like a little
Yeah.
bit, it's like not as intense.
Not quite like the movies.
Okay, remind me. You guys can keep. Oh, wait a second. The food truck I used to work at is so popular, people would stop in by on the way to the hospital while in labor. Oh man, that's actually
good.
really funny.
I mean,
like
some
that.
people have really fast labors, but yours was pretty slow.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of downtime actually.
We played a game. So
Yeah, we did play a game.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. It's mine isn't a really good picture of it because it wasn't the like super
Typical,
painful part that other people experience.
Yeah.
But we'll probably see Pumply Thimble's haircut on TikTok soon.
Yeah, as soon as you make a new video, we'll see it. All right, so the way this works is there's a bunch of cards.
I'm gonna share that video, and then the share count on TikTok is gonna go up, and then people are gonna wonder why is this video getting shared outside of the app? It's me. Okay,
So
remind me.
each of these cards correspond with a location,
got
on
it.
the map. So we've got this location over here. We've got this one over here, and the dragon's lair, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So they all have a spot there. This is an area majority game, so we also have these discs. So our goal is to have the most discs in each area.
I'm Team Gluten. Look at this.
Because there's wheat on it?
Yeah.
Nice. There you go. Team Gluten. So this is the king. The king wanders around and scores different areas, just like in real life. And so
What?
that's what the king does. So they go from here, and then they're going to score the wizard's tower, and then the savage hills, and then king's altar. Anyways, whenever the king shows up to a spot, whoever has the most discs scores that location, and they're worth the number of points on them. So just like every Knizia game out there, not every one.
Whoa.
I haven't played them all. But as a lot of his games, the premise is very simple, but the strategy is less so. So what we do on a turn is we each play 3 cards, so we have all our cards available to us.
Okay.
We each play 3 cards,
Done.
and
Done.
and then we.
Oh, I have a
you
blue.
one. Whoa!
Was it me?
All right, that was a little bit of cheating. Anyways, so we flip over our cards, and
then you
then
place the
we
disc.
place the discs.
I remember a little
in
bit.
those areas, and then the king scores and then moves. So pretty simple. But where things get a little bit more exciting is when we put our disc down. Let's say, second round looks like this. So
Mhm.
I win the wizard's tower. So I would score 6 points. Normally, in more players, Pia would then
Be vying for other.
would get those second place ones. But since it's 2 players, she wouldn't score anything. Everyone moves out, and then I get like a leader in that area, and this person's
For
gonna-
winning?
for the next time the king comes around.
But
we're
you
getting
get to
raided. We're
leave-
getting raided.
Oh!
We're getting raided.
Hi, Board Game
Board Game Blitz. Board Game Blitz. Blitz. Board Game Blitz. Also, Board Game Blitz. Who sings your song the best when you raid them? That's not fishing for a compliment, because I know we're definitely not it. But
Do other people sing? Well, I feel like that's the natural way when you get rated by Board
when you
Game
got such a catchy song. All right, we do
Welcome.
analog alerts here. And this is our raid idol who comes and tells you what we're doing. We're playing the King's Road today. And we haven't started yet. We're just kind of going over the rules.
Because we were going through Andrew's Kickstarters. We were rating their fonts. And we were going through something I got for free.
Just doing a little show and tell.
From Buy Nothing.
So I'm Andrew.
I'm Pia.
And we're Board Game Spam. We stream Mondays and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific time.
And I know, Ambi, you like 18xx games, so here is a...
I Spy Train page.
I Spy Train page. Why is it called 18xx?
Because they're all the year 18, and then the year that it actually is different. So 1839 or 1864.
And they're all trains.
And they're all trains.
Okay.
And then sometimes they get into like crazy naming conventions where it's like 18 isosceles or like, I don't know. So that's not a real one, but.
Correct him.
Yeah.
Some aren't trains. Ooh,
2038.
There you go.
I'd be interested in non-train ones. Actually, I would be interested
But
in
most
train
are
ones,
trains.
but I would never be able to convince any of our friends to play a train one.
Oh man, we went on a deep dive watching a bunch of...
Oh my gosh, we're getting rated again!
Oh wow!
Johannanon! Welcome, Raiders!
We are talking we're talking trains. We're talking...
We do analog alerts here. This is our raid idol. Comes out and says, thanks for raiding. And we are playing King's Road tonight. We were just kind of going over the rules.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Pia.
And we're Board Game Spam. And we stream Mondays, Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, thank you for coming over.
We're trying to play through our backlog, or just play through all our games.
Mm-hmm. And Game Freak Geek Girl loves I Spy. I do too. This book is probably going to go to one of my students, but I'm definitely going to read through it before I give it to them. The catchy jingle stuck in my head. A Broken Blitz. The thank you for the follow by Paula Deming, and the way Monique says Benita. That's true. I would try and copy it, but I'm very bad at it. What were you playing on? Or Ambi, what were you playing on Board Game Blitz? And Johannanon, what were you playing?
And who won?
Yeah, who won? Who had more fun? That's how I measure.
They were streaming The Expanse TTRPG. Oh, very cool.
We were talking about, wait, is that the show, The Expanse?
Yeah, it's a role-playing game based off of the show.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the mechanics or anything, but that sounds awesome. We were just talking about The Expanse with someone yesterday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What up? Hello.
And then Amy says both solo, Inspector Moss, and one
House
with
Arrest and Pocket Landship.
Oh, they played a couple
That's all
games of a print and play game called Moss, House Arrest, and Pocket Landship. Yeah, that's what you just said.
Lost Moss, but one Pocket Landship.
Both solo. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Very cool.
Game Freak Geek Girl.
Oh, the age system, Johanna. So the age system, PA, we've played that with the Dragon Age role-playing game. Did you play that night? We only played
this
one
is
night.
the example of Pia not remembering what she's playing.
Maybe you didn't, because it was the first role-playing game that I played with Tacoma people.
Oh, okay.
Kyle was here.
K-Pax.
Yeah.
Have a good lurk, Game Freak
Age system's
Geek
good.
Girl.
Yeah, I like it. And I also really like Dragon Age, so that helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this makes me want to play...
Silver Meadow Tavern in the house! For all the Raiders, we are streaming on Silver Meadow Tavern stream.
And we're streaming
Sunday night.
This game right here.
Oh my gosh, it's underneath everything.
We're playing Space Alert. And it's gonna be crazy. Oh, thanks, Game Freak Geek Girl.
Space Alert! So we're playing this Saturday, 10 p.m. Pacific time, part of Tabletop Live Network. Join Tabletop Live Network anytime for it's a 24-hour streamathon with board game channels. Check out the different Yeah, we were debating, is this the original dab? This is the first dab.
Actually, someone made that joke before.
Who made that joke? You made that joke.
No, I didn't make it. I plagiarized that joke.
Uh-oh. From
I
who?
need to cite my sources.
Who was your source?
It was the playthrough from Shut Up and Sit Down. But
the bear dab.
This is the communication dab. The I'm trying
Ambi, we watched your video you made explaining the rules.
I watched all the videos of Space Alert because I'm like, what is this game?
So you don't know it, but you were part of teaching us how to play.
Yes,
and
thank
Matt
you for
from
that.
Silver Metal Tavern was the second part of teaching us how to play.
Yes, because it is easy and a little difficult to learn, if that makes sense. It's just I think real time is just kind of hard to understand.
Yeah.
Hard to conceptualize. But I'm excited to play. And ever since we are going to play this game, I see it everywhere now. It is the Bader Meinhof experience. I don't know if that is phenomenon.
Game Freak Geek Girl loves your hair.
Oh, yes. I read that and I went like this to say thank you. I need to watch more Ambi videos. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the longest.
A good recent one that I would recommend is she sings the rules explanation for the mind. Go check it out. It was great. If I could, I think I said this in the comments or something, but if I could learn every rule book through sung word by song, I guess. I don't know how to say that. Anyways, if every through song, I would love to do that.
Andrew played a bard one time for D&D, and I feel like it would be you were very funny as a bard, but the making up songs on the fly is just not your gifting.
Yeah, no, that part didn't work. Silver Meadow Tavern says, I can't wait till we do 10 minutes of this madness.
Oh, yes. And also, Matt, we've been told that you like Cthulhu games. We like Cthulhu games too. And we should play. But until then, we are going to be walking around trying to influence these places on the map. Mm-hmm. And Andrew, you go first.
It's simultaneous play.
Ooh, sorry.
And there's a couple more rules I was going to explain. So, we're each going to play 3 cards. They're going to come back into our hand after we're done. And, so, you score the majority for the area, but then you get a bonus score for each of your leaders that were there and for the leaders that were connected via roads, Pia.
Hold on, what? I need to remember that.
Yeah, this is a really important one. So, let's say, it's the second time around. You already have a leader here, and you have a leader here, and you have a leader here. And then you win this area. I win this area.
Yeah.
I would get the 6 points, but I would also get 3 additional points because of the connected leaders via the roads.
Okay. Got it.
That's the whole game. You ready? Ready to go?
Yes, and Daryl Andrew says you need to look up Little Big Thumbs. He's done some game rules as well.
Oh, nice. Yes. That sounds great. Oh, the last thing. Sorry, almost forgot. There's 3 special cards. There's the Knight. I was looking at the French rules. I was like, that's
Whoa.
Oh, that was close. There's the Knight, the Wizard, and the Witch. Or no, the Knight, the Dragon, and the Witch. There's no Wizard. So the Knight, when you play the Knight, it'll come back into your hands, and it allows you to play 2 influence tokens. The Dragon will score an additional location that turn, so instead of scoring 1 location, it'll score 2. And the Witch will...
I just stopped listening to him.
Whoa,
Hold on.
Whoa. Why did you stop listening to me?
You have to admit that you said all that, and I was just like, I didn't hear any of it.
So
rewind.
the knight.
Yes.
When you play the knight, you pull the knight out of your hand there.
Yes.
So you can see them. They add an additional disc.
Okay.
And it's going to be...
Anywhere?
Yeah. Well, whatever card you place on
Played
top
with
of
it. Got it. Okay.
And then the dragon will score 2 locations. So normally the king scores 1 location. The dragon will add a location.
Got it.
And then the witch will be able to see the other person's card and then reselect their card.
Got it. Okay.
Both the dragon and the witch are one-time uses.
Tuneful Tuesdays. Oh.
Ooh.
Opera singer.
What?
He's stay-home dad, but also professional opera singer.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't opera sing the rules to board games, does he?
I hope so. I mean, Josh Groban is very funny, and he's an opera singer, and he also sings Kanye West tweets. And that is a reference from like 10 years ago. But, okay. Time to play.
Let's play. So it's 3 cards. 3 cards. 3 cards.
What am I gonna play? I really like this game, and I was reminded of it when I was rating.
Okay, you ready?
The board games that I on Pub Meeple. Go.
Okay, put it on the camera so people
sorry.
can see. 3, 2, 1, flip. All right. So.
Gluten time.
I am at
gluten.
The Wizard's Tower. Savage Hills. Oh my gosh, you did. Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me,
and
Andrew?
they're face down. You've got no leaders yet.
Oh, are those leaders?
Wow, Pia.
Andrew.
What are you doing? Get out of my grill. Why did you do the exact same thing I did?
Do we get these cards back? And
They come back. They come back.
Oh no.
Does everyone just see that? How?
All
right, so
just so I rated like 10%. I think my goal is to do 10% every night.
Yeah, why did I copy? Yeah, I mean, good point, Brain and Jar.
Yeah.
Why did I copy you? That doesn't sound as well when I'm outraged. Sound as good when I'm outraged.
Andrew.
Okay, so Zen Kai's Deep doesn't score. This just moves on there. Okay.
Oh
Also, this is a race to 40 points. That ends the game. Although then every place scores 1 last time at the end of the game, and so it might not guarantee you the win if you're close. Shoot. All right. Okay. Just thinking about this. Thinking. Okay, don't do what I do, Pia. Don't do the same thing I'm doing.
This is good. I'm going to be outraged if you do the same thing.
3, 2, 1.
Oh. Okay, good.
Okay, so I'm doing 2 in the Wizard's Tower. Are you also doing 2 in the Wizard's Tower?
No.
Yes. And then I'm doing 1 in the King's Altar.
I'm doing 1 in the King's Altar.
Oh, you went to the King's Altar too?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I went to the Dark Tower.
Oh, okay.
That progress probably did less each time I went to it. I'm a little nervous because the choices aren't even that difficult yet, but I'm acting like they're difficult. But I'm just like, I can't compare these experiences. They're different. And Andrew's like, quit talking and start rating. He didn't say that.
No,
but
I did not say that. All right, so
if
now
you
I have a
ever
leader
said
here.
that to me, I would punch you.
You punch me.
I'd be like, I'm going to rate at my own pace. Has anyone done the Pub Meeple rating your games to help make your top 50? I don't know what you end up with. Just your top games? Is that what you end up with, Jassar? I'm not really sure what I'm sure it's like just rates your games in total, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did it last year in order to kind of cull the collection a bit. And I mean, I had a bar that I was like, if it's below this number, then I'm gonna get rid of it, and I didn't really, I followed it 80%, I guess.
But you know what? I think ultimately it did help because we are playing way more games than we ever did before.
That's true.
So what can you do?
Legend says, I don't know this game. I bought Kingswood last year, or this year. Yeah, King's Road. It's by Grail Games. We picked it up on like clearance, and I think it was like the game that got me over $100 for free shipping or something like that. So I was like, it's Reiner Knizia. It can't be that bad. I was really surprised. It was. We played it. Usually, P and I only played one game, but I convinced her. I was like, "Can we play one more game? I swear it'll be easy to learn."
I was in a
it'll
benevolent
be easy to
mood.
learn, and because it's a Knizia game, and she agreed. So
yeah,
I was very thankful.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not showing it on the thing. Oh, it gives you a graphic too. Okay, I'm going to that's very motivating to make a graphic. Personally.
Oh no, we tie at Savage Hills, didn't we? Neither of us went for it.
We did. What a waste.
So neither of us score. Both our things.
Savage Hills, the people equally like us.
Yeah.
Top 100 is very intimidating to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I always feel like a top 100, even though I know I've played way more than 100 games, I still feel like a top 100 is just a list of 100 games you've played. Like, you're really not eliminating a lot when you do 100 games. Does that make sense?
Well, it depends on how many games you've played.
That's true.
I guess for
I don't
us.
know. I feel like 50 is a better number. Mm-hmm. Like, then you really are making some tough choices.
Well, I think it's hard because when I think about the games I wanted to play last year, it was like work was really busy and I only had enough brain space for a little bit, like a few games. And then, like now, I mean, this is just me, like, articulating what it means to have a changing, like, tastes and preferences. But I feel like I'm really enjoying kind of the tighter games now. But it's because I play with you. And so I can appreciate those games a little bit more. But then I like games like U-Bike because I was like, these are crazy games. We can't watch any videos about them. We gotta try them.
Is that what makes it crazy? Is if we can't watch a video about it?
No, but it's just like, it's kind of fun to, I can get the sense of like discovery that you really enjoy.
Oh, yeah. U-Bike was pretty fun, actually.
I liked all the drawings.
Yeah. It was very light. It was.
Can you remind me? So the dragon does.
The dragon scores an additional place. So usually we're just scoring one spot at a time. The dragon will score one more spot.
Very interesting.
So you can kind of race it up, and then it's a one-time use though. The knight keeps coming back into your hand, but the dragon leaves your hand after its use. And the same thing with the witch. And the witch will allow you to see my cards, and then you can
one time.
Yeah. Pick.
One time only. A one-time only sale.
Ruel is here. Hey, with a subscription. What? Oh,
thanks,
my
Ruel.
gosh. You get a blessing. So for everyone who's new, we do analog alerts. This is the alert for this camera here. So what blessing is he going to give Ruel today?
Ruel, let me think. Ruel, I hope that you get some really good bibinka at some point this year.
Whoa, that's a long time.
Well,
Monkey King.
the thing is,
that's the
bibinka is really good when it's like kind of chilly out, and so I'm like, because it's like this baked good. And so I don't necessarily want him to get really good bibinka if it's like really, really hot in California. What if it's a nice fall day? I hope you have some good bibinka on a nice fall day. It's gonna take a while to cash in that blessing, Ruel. But Bibinka
Write
is
it down.
hard.
Write it down.
It's
And
hard
then
to
all
find.
the long live the Monkey Kings in the chat. Thank you very much.
Bibinka, for those who are not familiar, is a very tasty Filipino baked good that's made out of like rice flour, and it's kind of got like a sourdough, like a bite to it. That's a bit like, I don't want to say, sourdough's probably the closest like Western equivalent. But the nice thing is it's like cooked on like a coal fire, but there's heat like above and below. So it's really hard to find really good bibinka in the US. And I think we've talked about it on the stream before. My dad has thought about buying a pizza oven specifically to make bibinka, not pizza, just because it's a hard thing to pull off here. But the part that you don't know is that they make, at least in the Philippines, this stuff, they make coal out of coconut, like husks and shells. And so there's a really great coconutty smell that is in the Philippines. Hard to replicate. And it almost feels like it just kind of infuses in the bibinka too. So, but yeah, coconut coal. Oh shoot, I'm talking about coconut oil coal, and I'm not.
That was great. The blessings gotta fall from the sky, you know. Sometimes.
Yeah, they fall from the sky, but they fall from the sky on a nice, crisp fall evening.
Ruel says, last visit to Cebu, we had the best bibinka from a street vendor who was doing
that. I'm assuming.
I feel like, did you maybe fall over when you were typing those last couple of words? Everything okay, Ruel?
Who was
is that a cry for help?
No, it's not a cry for help, because that is Andrew. If Andrew was typing,
all my typing looks like that. So. Also, how have you had bibinka on a cold day? I've only had it in the sweltering heat of the Philippines.
I guess I think of bibinka like breakfast. So it's like before the summer, or before the heat comes out.
It's still hot.
It is still hot, but relatively speaking.
Okay.
No, I still only have one. It's funny how I was like, we can pick this game because it's fast, and then we filled up the first hour showing Kickstarters and rating fonts.
Oh, Ruel says stupid keyboard running out of batteries. Okay, it wasn't a cry for help. I think we got it. We understood. Brain Jar, it was so lovely hearing about your first date with Michelle. You two have something really special. Oh, I missed it. We'll have to watch was that tonight?
We missed it. We're putting the baby down. The baby is teething, and the baby requires more.
I was really surprised our baby went to sleep on time today.
Yeah.
Actually. I was kind of anticipating starting a bit late.
We are in a time in our lives where there's just a bit more work to get this baby to sleep. But that's okay. That's developmentally appropriate.
Let's get some guesses out there where you think I'm going to be going and where you think he is going to be going with it.
I'm going to go everywhere that Andrew goes.
Are we going to go the exact same places again? Okay.
Nope. Valley Hills. Temple Ruins.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. King's Altar for 2.
Oh my gosh.
Temple Ruins.
This is not
I got
good.
the King's Altar.
I meant to put that down and I forgot.
7.
This is bad. I think the stream needs to... We've lost connection. It's a windstorm. Dang it, Andrew.
You gotta edge me out.
I'm trying.
This is a race, Pia. It's a race.
It is a race, and Andrew's almost halfway. I will not stand for this.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
I'm ready.
All right. Ready?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna check out the VOD. Brain and Jar. I love origin stories of any kind. I just like hearing. Maybe I'm just also a bit of a nostalgic person.
Oh, you're doing the dragon. What? All right, so let's put our things down first. Dragon's Lair. King's Castle. Oh, you tied me there. You just wanted to salt the earth?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't want you to string along your influence.
Oh my gosh. Is this... Oh, that's my score. You have 4 over here?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when did that happen?
Watch out.
Alright, so
I'm coming for you.
So it's scoring both locations, so that doesn't score, but then you score here at the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
4, 5.
That's right.
Wow.
Oh, I love it when you can see the faces while people tell their stories. Oh, that's so true. People are reacting and whatnot. You see them light up. Yeah, I love, I think that's like part of, maybe it's, I'm a very nostalgic person and I like to reminisce. It's also like, I forget, I have like weird memory gaps of stuff. So when people like share stories like that, I love like being able to like fill in gaps of like, oh, that's what happened. It's like, no, that's not what happened. Like, I think it's very interesting to see as well. And then, oh, we're picking our locations.
See them light up. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's fun to... Origin stories for couples is always a fun.
I also like origins for board games because I think I realized...
Yeah, board game origin stories? Those are fun.
Because I feel like I remember feeling that way. I don't know. There's an interesting camaraderie where you might not have a lot in common with someone, or you don't know someone very well, but then you like talk about various games and like the experiences you had, and suddenly you have a shared experience without really knowing that person at that time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's similar to like when I was growing up and I ran into like another kid that like immigrated around the same time I did, but I didn't like necessarily go to school with them or whatnot. We have like similar experiences, so there's like just some fun common ground and things to kind of like, oh, I wasn't alone experiencing that. I feel like you're looking at what I'm looking at. You're watching my eyes, Andrew.
I don't know what order your cards are in. I've already picked mine. They're right here.
Okay.
Take your time.
Okay, I'm ready. And flip.
Leap.
Whoa. Gosh, I knew you were going to do that. So I went... Oh, shoot. Well, that was a waste.
Oh, you went there.
Yeah.
Oh, we were supposed to... Because you scored that, so it was supposed to move a little more. Sorry. Did that change your decision?
No, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
You did go there, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Do we need to forget this moment?
It is fine now.
Peace.
It is okay.
Now it moves, and that is where it's scoring. So I got 2 points. All right.
Wait, why do you get 2 points? Oh wait, no, it's there to score at the end of this.
I haven't been able to connect any of my leaders.
Yeah, that is that's like my only hope right now.
Oh, and your dragon's gone, by the way, since you used them. I don't know if you...
Oh, I didn't use them.
Yeah, because we scored there and then there. In the same round, remember? You used the dragon to do that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
That's how you won the Dark Tower.
I didn't play that correctly, but that's okay. I'm still fine that I won the Dark Tower. Or I'm still glad that I did. Pia doesn't know the rules.
Oh, wait, I've got 2.
Or she does, but she momentarily forgot them. Okay. Oh, I want bibinka now.
I know. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ring.
Do do do. You knew I would overkill over there, didn't you?
I knew it. I couldn't compete. I couldn't compete anymore.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I mean, I wasted a lot of resources on it, so I think I'm gonna have a problem later. BRB, medicine time every
Thursday
Thursday.
night. And then this moves up. Okay.
Race to 40.
Let's race. Yeah, now you're close. What the heck?
I've closed the gap. Oh my goodness. Recently, speaking of trains, we have been watching a YouTube video person. I do not know how I found them. But they just travel and they just show the various like first class seat, like the most expensive first class seat, and like various train traveling around. And I think it's just like I have moments where I just wish we're traveling. And Board Game Geek TV.
Board Game Geek TV's ratings.
Speaking of trains.
We got a raid train coming.
Raid. Ooh, I do need to prep my
We do analog alerts here. This is our raid idol who welcomes all the raiders and tells you what we're doing. We are playing King's Road by Dr. Reiner Knizia. It is an area majority game, and we're about halfway through, and it's neck and neck.
I'm pulling a big move right now. No, actually, no. I did it earlier. I've closed the gap. I was really far behind. Though, the thing is, I'm not really set up to do very much later on. I spent all my resources in one area. It was a little overkill. That's the update. Board Game Geek TV.
What were y'all playing? Also, I'm Andrew. This is Pia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. You can introduce yourself.
And I'm Pia.
and we're Board GameSPAM. Oh my gosh,
and
we're a mess.
We play games on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Pacific time. But we are joining Silver Metal Tavern on Saturday at 10 p.m. Pacific time for the TLN event. And we're playing Space Alert. So the little bit of mess that you just saw there, you're going to see way more of it. We guarantee at 10 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah. Space Alert, if you're not familiar, is a real-time programming game. So imagine trying to program all your turns while you're yelling at each other and a bunch of things are happening. So the two of us are going to be doing it. Matt from Silver Metal Tavern will also be doing it solo game. So he'll be controlling 5 characters?
4? I don't know. Have you guys played this
Which
game
just
before?
breaks my brain to even think about.
Will Andrew and I get in a fight in the middle of the game? Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah, we'll find out. Only one way to find out.
No, I think we're pretty good. Actually, you know what? Maybe that's not fair because we are not good at Overcooked.
We do get mad at each other at Overcooked.
So Overcooked, if Overcooked is like, this is like a SAT class or SAT question. If Overcooked is like Space Alert, then Andrew and Pia will have a fight at some. No, it won't be a fight. It'll just be like, Andrew.
That's how we fight. That's how we fight. Pia just says my name
over and
with
over
a lot of silence. No, it'll be fun. No, I think the difference between this and Kitchen Rush or whatever, Overcooked, is that since we're yelling at each other when we're programming, we don't really know what we're doing. We're just talking out, and then afterwards, we'll be like, "I can't believe you did that," and then both of us will be equal. I think there's enough distance between the two phases.
There's a bit of a delay.
Johnny Deathlock, that was an intense fight.
The silence is the problem. You know, you got to watch out for it. It's scarier. Actually, I'm definitely the louder one of the two of us.
Brandon Jar says, Pia, I can't wait to see you under time pressure. Ooh, what's the font score for Space Alert?
Ooh, font score for Space Alert. It's not good. It is not good. There's like some random like lines to kind of break up the font. I'm gonna say 2 out of 10. Everyone join in. What do you think about this font?
Pia gives it a 2 out of... Man, you've given a 10 out of 10 today and a 2 out of 10. Quite
that
range.
One's bad. Well, the thing is, it's clear though, so maybe 3 out of 10.
Okay.
But
Justar
actually...
gives it a 5. That font got crushed.
The digital clock look. That's right.
Just for reference, Pia's 10 out of 10 was Nemesis.
I just think it looks good with the whole box, which then I realized I don't really know if I'm rating the font or rating the font's
it gets blurry. It gets blurry.
Well, actually, originally when I was saying that Renature wasn't good, it was because it felt not cohesive with the rest of the thing, even though it was like nature themed. So I guess I have to rate the font with the box.
Yeah, it has to be in context of the box. Yeah, context for the font matters. Daryl Andrews says.
That's
true. We got a question. Johnny Deathack was asking what the score was for Renature.
Oh, I don't.
Did you? I don't think you gave it a number.
I didn't give it a number. I was just.
And Brandon Jarrett says, "Was Kemet
mind.
10 out of 10?" It was not. It was not. It was an 8 out of 10. It was originally a 9 out of 10, which was then amended to 8. First impressions were 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then as she looked closer, it went down a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, so for everyone who's new,
Kemet is
we rate
bold,
fonts
though.
here. Pia rates fonts. And then we all comment on it.
Renature has a base of 1. No. I mean, maybe it's... No, I can't say it's that bad. I think I did say it looks like a doodle that someone in middle school or late elementary did in like a notebook.
A design, intro to design,
Not even. It's just like kind of like a doodle. I think what it is that the game, you know what's not fair is that the game does have like the thicker lines, but I just feel like it's sleeker than what the box makes it look like.
The game looks really nice.
Yeah.
I think it's part of it is in context of the game looking so nice. Like, font you can do better. Is that kind of what?
Yeah, well, maybe because I mean, Space Alert, the way the Space Alert game, like it could be better too, but it's at least.
I mean, Space Alert looks pretty 2009. I think that's the biggest criticism you can give it.
I think
it's of the time it came out. Which...
Don't you think Space Alert looks like it was in like a front display and it got like kind of like the sun bleached?
I don't really see that too much, but it could just be because it's an older copy. But the components are pretty nice.
Also, the time travel, but man, that box.
Also, do you guys have... I know you guys have Anachrony, you really like it, but do you have that big box Anachrony, the big box Kickstarter they came out with?
Then we'll need to rate from Renature to Nemesis. Shoot. Oh, I can't say Renature's base
Daryl
1.
Andrews wants to hear 10 games that score a font 1 out of 10 for Pia.
Oh no. I can't think of it right now. You know what? I need to recalibrate this thing cuz Renature was bad, but then I realized there's a lot of really bad fonts in board games and maybe I was too harsh on it. I just don't spend enough time looking at board game boxes. I also like having really big opinions about things that are really subjective.
Also, Pia is harsher on the games she likes. So
that's true. Because I want them to look better so that my friends will play them with us.
That is true. I don't think any of our friends are particularly they don't really care about fonts too much, but it's very they wouldn't say that they like fonts, but it does affect it. I mean, the whole art style affects.
I think our friends,
of a cover.
because they're not swayed by the fact that, what is it? El Grande is supposed to be one of the best games ever. Like, and if that is how they feel about games that are really well respected, but they'll play other games that we also want to play, but they look better. It's like I don't know.
Also, Johnny Deathhawk says they have the old school Anachrony original box with stuff added along the way. And Just Star says Small City really feels like a box of air.
Has there been a game to use Comic Sans?
There has to have been.
Gambit. Oh my goodness.
With the brutal questions. I don't know. There has to be, right? If someone can find one.
There's got to be like a comic strip based one, right? Because that's where Comic Sans comes from.
Oh, we didn't update our Moobot.
Ooh.
DJ Lolo figured us out.
DJ Lolo.
Those are from our Monday games. No wonder we had so much time before our stream. We're taking it easy.
We're goofing off. Andrew's looking at his Kickstarters.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, DJ Lolo's.
Yes,
our commands
that's so right.
Inaccurate. Failed strap.
Exclamation point, failed strap. Yeah. That is so true.
Can I control all the pollution dampening devices and have the cleanest city? Oh, that doesn't work for this game at all.
Here,
That's
go
for a game
nuclear
called
next to amusement parks.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't have there's no amusement parks here either.
You got it? Got your cards? Alright, here we go.
What? Well, how about analog? What's your strategy, Andrew?
Right now, beat Pia.
No, that's not a strategy. That's a goal.
My strategy is to connect as many roads as possible, so I get those bonus scoring points.
And my strategy is to break up Andrew's road system.
Well, I win the Zinkai's Deep here, so
that's
flips over. Look at that, and I get a point. Plus 1, 2.
Oh no!
I did get a road bonus here, so 15. So 1, and then doom. Road bonus.
Oh, Legends. Very, very true. I feel like every time I go on Brain in a Jar's stream, I love seeing all the different things, like the different overlays and the different alerts. It's just so fun. There's a sense of discovery of what's new. Because even before, your logo Brain in a Jar didn't have Johnny Deathhawk, correct? And then it was added later. It feels a little bit like I Spy.
How?
Because you look and then you see more.
Oh, but also, they changed it. It didn't...
What?
Also, DJ Lolo just followed us, so
DJ Lolo, thank you so much for giving us, because we did not have our straps
calling
updated.
us out. So we do analog alerts here, DJ Lolo, and this is Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park.
No, it's not Lolo, it's Lojo.
Lojo! DJ Lojo! Sorry, I got your name wrong. I'm Dr. Alan Grant. I was in a movie called Jurassic Park, except it was real life for me, so it's not as entertaining. I was just, walking around, having a good time today, and I thought I'd come over and say thanks for the follow. See you later. There he goes. We're famous people on this stream.
Grizzly Diz says, I thought Comic Sans was created for low-resolution screens in old computer days. Is that right?
I heard it was a teacher that.
I heard that it helps with dyslexia. There's a lot of lore around Comic Sans.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of it is true.
Earth's Gambit. This is the Alan Grant, the real Alan Grant, the toy that I bought as a child and played with, and apparently found a reason to keep playing with it now. So here we are. Yeah, that's it.
Daryl Andrews, I will integrate this I Spy book as much as possible. And currently, we've gotten a lot of great things from our Buy Nothing group. And I'm going to start showing them on stream if Andrew's going to show the games that he receives. Because
I just thought this was a special week. We had so
okay, never mind.
You know, but I can't. I mean, if people want to see,
we've gotten free ice cream, Ben and Jerry's ice cream from our free Ben and Jerry's ice cream from our Buy Nothing group.
Yeah.
We've also
Time Rollers rating. Oh my gosh, so many raids tonight. Time Roller.
Time Roller. Oh.
Let's get back to our faces here. And we've got the raid idol. Welcome. We do analog alerts here. Time Roller. Thanks for the raid. This is the raid idol. Raid idol tells you what we're doing. We are playing King's Road tonight from the Dr. Reiner Knizia, the legend, the man himself, designed this game. And simple little area control game where we play cards to put down tokens or area majority. And I'm Andrew.
I'm Pia.
And we're Board Game Spam. So welcome. What were y'all playing over at Time Roller?
And Time Roller, I want you to rate the font of the game that you were playing. Tell us, is it 10. A good font? Is it a bad font? Also, Urban's Gambit says Comic Sans is created to find out who has bad taste in graphic design. It's so funny because it's like I feel like a pretty well accepted thought that Comic Sans is not a good font, and yet I still see so many teachers use it, and I don't know why. Anyways, played Cryo.
Oh, Cryo.
Okay, I can imagine Cryo because I recently just watched a TikTok with Brain in a Jar, and she was holding Cryo, and I can't remember the font exactly, but I did like the box.
It's a really nice. The art and color.
Cryo has an awesome
great
font. I think Arial is worse. Oh, Arial is also like a. It's like if you're gonna pick a boring one, don't pick Arial. We're having really big opinions about fonts and it's very fun. But
yeah, I'm excited to play Cryo. I got it for my birthday. It is still not played yet, but I also got 3 Kickstarters this week, so who knows what's gonna get played next. All right, so what we do here for everyone who's just joining us is we flip these cards and place the tokens on wherever we choose, and then these cards come back into our hand. So we have 1 card for each location and a couple bonus ones. And this is where we know what's going to score next. So the next scoring is Wizard's Tower. Pia's got to pick her 3. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so I'm placing 1 at the Wizard's Tower and 1 at the Savage Hill.
Placing 2 at Wizard's Tower.
No! Why would you do that?
Because...
Did you beat me then? Oh, you did. Alright. But we're scoring 2 locations, so you gain the 6 points there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gluten's on the move! What do you have? You have a key.
Oops.
A key. Whoa. In a raindrop.
We score here too, so I get this, which is going to be 4 points. Oh man, this is neck and neck.
Let's go. I'll go play games at Andrew's place.
2.
Legends. That would be Andrew's dream. I like Cryo's font. Miguel is telling me that font is not called bold, which I know. I'm just saying it is bold. It's a bold font. Blue letters, 3D rounded edges. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Now that
I can go grab it if you want to see it.
Probably because no, I'm good. I think I do.
Okay, when this game is over, we're gonna go grab Cryo. What other game we're talking about?
DJ Lojo says the initiative board game. I still haven't opened. Waiting for a good time to play the whole thing out with friends in a long weekend or something.
Yeah, that game looked really cool.
DJ Lojo, that's so true. Funny how you can hurry and buy a game only to stash it for a while.
Very easy, yeah. And Kickstarters are the worst because the time that I really wanted it was a year and a half to 2 years ago.
Which you're still excited to get
I'm
it, but
still
it's
very
like
excited to get it, but
the momentum.
the momentum is like not as there.
It's so funny because there's multiple games. Ooh, I don't know. I can't think of the font right now, but I can think of the box. Moonrakers. I really wanted to play, and Andrew keeps saying the two of us cannot be playing Moonrakers.
It's a negotiation game.
Yeah, but every time I see it, I'm like, I want to play it. And Andrew's like, I would love to play it too.
We played it once. And Jessar was talking about wanting to play it.
Oh, yeah.
Discord. I'd love to play it. I've played it at 3 and I enjoyed it at 3, but I really want to get at least 4 to play it. So we're at the King's Altar. Okay, sorry. And okay, you ready, Pia?
Oh, Moonrakers has a good solo dual player AI.
Oh, interesting. But wouldn't that like change? Well, I'll have to look into it. But I feel like that would the negotiating is like the main part of the game.
You can negotiate with the AI.
I feel like
Say,
it would gamify
come
it
on
in some way. Which, if that's fun in itself. King's Altar, Temple Rooms.
King's Altar.
There.
King's Altar.
Dark Tower.
Dragon Slayer.
Very interesting. All right, so Pia, you win 7 points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ugh. Painful. Painful.
Your bids are fixed. Oh, let's pull in Brain Jar.
Oh.
Time for a road trip, legends. As long as
Whoa,
we can stop by all the foodie places on the way.
I played 6 hours straight solo one night. Oh my gosh, Jessar. Oh, maybe I need to look into this solo dual mode.
I played the first 3 missions. Yeah, I think we're running out of summer. I'm just so excited for summer. I'm so excited to play a bunch of the games that we've been waiting to play.
Okay.
6 hours straight solo one night.
Ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. The Witch. So all my cards come back, and you.
I still do what I'm doing,
yeah,
right?
you do what you're doing. So Dragon Slayer.
You see into the future.
I see into your future. King's Castle. Dark Tower. Interesting. Okay.
Ooh, Legends has a poll.
Okay.
Can you set it up?
I will once I do my turn.
Carnage. I'm learning a lot actually about
Wait,
the
we
Marvel...
just did this, so it's here, right? Because you just. Oh wait, did we? You
yeah, I scored
yeah,
there.
So that should be.
About all the Marvel. DJ Lojo says, I wonder how the new Goonies game is. I just love Goonies and a lot of those old 80s movies. I do as well. I love that era of movies. I also learned about that because I thought I didn't realize that like Funko does different types of games, right? Or not? Is that
Funko is, I think, the Funko Games is part of. I can't remember the publisher.
But that's related to Goonies, right?
Yes,
or
they're making the Goonies game, which is very cool.
Branger says
the cover art for the Goonies game looks
so
great.
good. Branger says, I'm going to Texas at the end of June while trying to hop care of the dog. I'm excited to see my family, but I'm pretty sure it will be 10 days of no games. Oh no, Brain in a Jar. The only original print from the early Carnage
Come play with games
signed
with
by
us.
Matt Webb. No, Brainer Jar is going to Texas
Yeah. Oh.
for a little while at the end of June.
Okay. Well then, never mind. We aren't in Texas.
What, Brainer Jar? How awful would it be if we went up and played a bunch of games with Johnny Deadhawk and not you? Wouldn't that be the worst timeline? It wouldn't be bad for us, but I feel like it would be a betrayal of the highest. I said dogs. I mean dog and cat. Yes, I'm sad and happy. That's whenever we go to the Philippines with my family, like there is games being played around the clock.
I would never forgive y'all.
we wouldn't let it happen. But I just had that thought. Oh man, that was
just gaming marathon, 10 days straight.
Gaming
games.
marathon.
Someone can take care of our baby, right?
Totally. I think they could. This is the cards that we played.
And I get the Temple Ruins 3 points.
Take it.
Alright. Ooh, and I had one.
DJ Loja says, sometimes games based off that stuff just feel like a money grab and not the best game mechanics. That's true. That's the part that's a little bit nerve-wracking. But...
yeah, games with based off of IPs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can happen. I feel like among the different mediums, board games that are based off of IPs tend to be better than like video games based off of IPs and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Like,
and I'm basing that off of like Battlestar Galactica or what are some other ones? The Thing. Oh, those were good. Got The Godfather.
Oh, that's an example. The Thing. I have a really good experience with it because of we played it with my cousins. But I don't necessarily know if it's a good game. So it was actually one of the ones when I was doing the Pub Meeple rating. I was like laboring over that decision, and then I was like,
I thought it was a good game.
Man, this screen tearing is messing with my
I didn't
eyes.
play the Game of Thrones ones, but I heard they were fun. Yeah, I think it's always good to look into reviews and stuff to see if you're gonna like a game. I know I bought the Jurassic Park one on a whim just because it was Jurassic Park by Ravensburger or whatever, and it was like fine. I gave it away or sold it.
Whoa, really? Did we play it?
Yeah, we played it. You had a cabin trip. You weren't there. You weren't
Oh.
playing. You were there, but you didn't play with us.
I feel like maybe you bought it because 10-year-old Andrew would be...
I mean, disappointed in myself, yeah, if I didn't buy it.
Or maybe play it. And that's the thing. If only we could play the games just to test them out more often. That would be the ideal way to go about it. I'm ready. BGA does phone stuff okay.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Bam!
Dragon's Lair, Drag King's Castle.
Oh my gosh. Did you go to Wizard Tower too?
No.
Okay. Because we're going to the same spots except for
Dark Tower, you win, so it's 5 points for Kia. And you have, oh shoot, you have 3. Those things. Okay, well. Oh.
Oh, Johnny Deathhawk asked.
Oh, shoot. We were tied there, right? Why did I do that? This was...
Johnny Deathhawk asks, does your family, what do they like to play? Are they family gamers, heavy gamers? So they are, it's actually been really fun because we've been able to discover games with them. And I would say that my family are heavy gamers, don't you think? Like, we will be very into kind of the, like, party games, kind of like monikers or the version, like that type of, like, game. But then we played Scythe every night
While we were there.
While we were there. And like there would be whispers of scythe. Like literal whispers at the dinner
People
table.
Like, scythe.
And it was like
hours before we would play it. They have a great gaming stamina, and most of the ones that we play with like a pretty big range of games.
Yeah.
There's usually not one so complex that people are like, I'll try.
There's just a hunger to play. So Andrew's like, I will use that. But like a few years ago when Splendor was the hot thing, we played it constantly.
Carnage tie with Dormammu.
All right,
we
Legends, choose your own adventure.
Because we don't get a vote in these.
Carnage. But so yeah, we played Scythe. We played Silk a lot. And I think what's fun about it is that my family, there's a big group of like engineers, and they love a good Euro, I feel like. Mm-hmm. And so like they're really tough to play. Sometimes I don't even want to play with them because they're really good at that stuff. Mm-hmm. But then they're really fun to play negotiation games and really good to play what's the term? The like hidden and roll games, like The Thing. The Thing is probably one of that play of The Thing with my cousins is probably like one of my favorite game experiences because it was like more related to how we interact as cousins. Because Andrew and I are like they range from, let's see, the youngest is like 20, mm-hmm. and then the oldest that plays games with us is probably like
our age.
No, probably 40.
Oh, who?
At the Joy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like it's a big range, and everyone is just on vacation and happy to be there, mm-hmm. and it's so great. It's like just games, sometimes swimming, sometimes
food. Really, there's not a better place to be at.
They hire people to do like in the Philippines you can like have people come, especially in the holidays if you have a bunch of guests over, someone to like do massages in like a I don't know, like a little cabin outside. So then you'll like be playing a game of Mysterium, and then someone will tap you on the shoulder and they'll be like, I'll play for you because it's time for your massage. Whoa!
We're getting raided!
I boarded home.
This is our raid idol. We do analog alerts here. I'm Andrew.
I'm Pia.
We're Board Game Spam. We stream every Monday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. And tonight we're playing King's Road by Dr. Knizia. It's a light little area majority game. We are in the home stretch.
Yeah, but we're talking about games, and I'm talking about how one of my favorite games I've ever played was The Thing, and I don't necessarily know if it's the best game, but it was really fun to play with my cousins. Because there's a hidden traitor mechanic, and it was just really fun to lie and backstab. Well, I didn't do any lying and backstabbing, but I figured it out. I figured out who was the thing.
So Brain Jar, you can have Johnny Deathhawk when he cooks spinach. He literally microwaves it out of the can and eats it with no seasoning.
What is this statement?
And then just our Brain Jar, that makes me think of the mom from Better Off Dead. Deathhawk says, "Yeah, but I love silk, so eat it."
Yes, I did cut my hair. Legit super teach. And oh yeah, so up top here, John Deathhawk says I could never get my family to play Scythe. One of our biggest, like not proudest, but we got my uncles are mostly all engineers. And like we think they'll play if they just slow down, and they've played a couple games with us, and it's really fun to see them play, and it's like the interaction between like the different generations. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because my grandpa, he is like a champion Sungka player, which for those who don't know, Sungka is like the Filipino version of like Mancala. He would like go on little tournaments and whatnot, but so I feel like there's just a tradition of playing games in my family, and it's just we're well primed for it. I also have some cousins who are really big like role players, so they really like the story driven games. I think Sleeping Gods would break one of my cousins' like minds. Like I would love to gift that to him because I feel like that is a game that's like made for him. But let's see. Family Pia Con confirmed. They are all really fun to play with. And actually, speaking of Silk, I did not realize how like I didn't realize how mean Silk could be until we played it with my cousins, and they were brutal. And like they would just keep attacking each other's like little silkworms, and they would be taking pictures of the pile that was just growing. And like it's funny because we're there for a couple of weeks, and there's just like trash talk and like stuff about the games we played, like that are just like throughout like the subsequent days. And so it's fun. And we bring a lot of different games. So we have some cousins that are just like, they just want to do a puzzly game. I feel like Calico would be up their alley. But ultimately,
Calico would be a good one to bring next time.
Yeah. I think it's fun just because they're so excited to play, and they'll literally try anything. And Andrew loves sharing games with people, and so he gets a chance to do that. And we usually leave the games with them. So it's kind of like a last hurrah for those games, because those games get played so much more. I see them message their friends and they're like, who has Chinatown? I'm going to play with my friends this weekend. And I see them like chatting with each other. So it feels like really good to not only get to play it a lot, but then also get to like gift them.
Their gift to me is that they just play all the games with me, and my gift to them is I leave the game there with them.
They don't have to pay for shipping.
We'll repurchase the ones that like really are standout. Like Silk, we bought when we came back,
but we gave it to a cousin.
And then so we're very wrong about games. King's Road is one of the Reiner Knizia games I haven't played yet. Yeah, there are a lot of Reiner Knizia games. He has well over 600 probably. Only. Oh, how many have you played? Yeah, probably only about 100. That's still a lot. So very wrong.
Yeah, that's. I'm impressed.
I'm impressed that you've played 100. I feel like I played 100, but probably the real number is 15 or something like that. There hasn't been too many I've really disliked though, and this one is a lot of fun. This one's very easy to play. The rules are incredibly simple. It's area majority, so if you look at the map, we're kind of competing over each of these areas, and then they score when this guy, the king, he's just walking around in circles.
Ready?
Like kings do. I think I picked these cards, so I'm going to trust, because that was a while ago before we got raided. I'm going to trust what I was thinking.
I hope that Board at Home, your raid will confuse Andrew's strategy.
Wizard's Tower. And then you get road bonuses for connecting your areas. Alright. Oh, okay. You did the knight.
Yeah.
Castle. Very interesting. So we tie. Do we? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We tied. Oh no.
Neither of us get anything. You salted the earth, Pia.
That's
salted the earth.
So very wrong about games. What is your favorite Knizia game? So those are my short list of greatest game of all time. Whoa!
Yeah, we were already talking about how you don't have a top 10, but Silk would be on it if you.
No. Oh wait. Oh, we were talking about how we don't have a top 10.
I know Johnny Deathhawk said he.
No, it was Brader Jar that says that they didn't have a top 10.
Oh, okay. Well.
But
then I was wrong.
Sounds like my summer vacation last year. We flew to Minnesota to stay at a friend's lake house. All we did was play in the water, followed by Wingspan, over and over for a week. That is the best combo. I love, like for my vacations, a lot of physical activity and then a lot of games. Prior to COVID, we met some friends through like a POC climb night type thing. And their dream was to just like climb during the day, out in like Eastern Washington area, and then play D&D at night because you're just dead tired, but your brain is like, I want to hang out with my friends. So that sounds like such a lovely vacation. Board games with massages, count me in. Oh man, we're like catching up. Yes, the massages were great because massages in the Philippines are so affordable, and also it's like a really good deal for them because they don't have to do house calls in multiple places. They'll just come and like do like a couple hours of massages for whoever is like available, and it's just so great. And because there's a lot of us, my family's really big. My mom is one of one of six, and so there's a lot of cousins our age, which means a lot of potential game players, and a lot of people who will take care of your children as well so that you can play a game. Mm-hmm. But there's like the house that we stay in, but then there's various little cabins, like open air cabins. That's what I mentioned by the massages being in like a cabin, but they'll like clear out one of the cabins and then people will just get massages there, which is really nice. And then
Justar says, still more than me. I've probably played 20 compared to So Very Wrong's 100 Knizia games.
Whoa!
What's
your favorite?
Dr. Knizia is like, if there was ever a mad scientist board game designer, he would be the mad scientist board game designer.
Just because of the amount
he's like the most real life mad scientist I can think of.
I think we really
he's made so many games, and they are consistently like good. I'm sure there's duds in there.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm sure there's ones that are less interesting, but I don't know how he does it.
I think this designer, Knizia, I feel like for a lot, I like all his games, but I think the main thing is usually my brain can handle his games on the busiest of work nights. So I think that's why we play more of his games, because they hit a specific type of like focused energy that
the rules are easy to hold in your head.
Yeah.
I guess he cooked. I guess a lot of cooks do, Pia.
Cooks?
I think that may be in response to hanging out with your family. Yeah, and then...
yes, a lot of cooks. Yeah, a lot of people cooking. A lot of people who have, like... Here's the thing, Justar. Like, I had said something. I was like, I really want to have... There was a dish that I hadn't had in a while. I mentioned it, like, off to the side. And then there was an aunt and a cousin who was like... I make a really good version of that. And then they went off and like made it. And I was like, I need to just be saying out loud food that I'm craving. Because one of the things, I don't know if anyone has had mangosteen, but mangosteen are really, really yummy. And Andrew and I had mentioned how much we liked it. And they, like, one of the uncles when he was in town was like, went on a little mission to look for them. He couldn't find any because it was at the end of the season. But it's just like, I think what it is too is that we don't go there very often. We're very fortunate we get to go as often as we can. We go every 2 years prior to COVID, ever since we've been married. But it's like they all can't come and visit us, but we can go visit them and everyone will be in one spot. So like there's just this excitement and just readiness to hang out. Plus, the internet's not great, so it's just like a cabin feel all the time. Like everyone is gonna play board games, and sometimes we'll watch a movie on the projector, but like there's not other things that are competing with your time. You just hang out with each other, and it's really nice that we all like board games. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to think of some of the other games that were like really big hits. We loved Samurai. We played a lot of Samurai.
Yeah, I think Samurai is probably our favorite, but that's very connected to the memory of it. And then So Very Wrong Game says Dr. Knizia has an odd practice of not playing any other games from other designers. Yeah, that's why I think he's a mad scientist.
Because he has
who
like
does that?
Quirky things.
I listened to an interview with him, and he said he has too many ideas to play other people's games.
Whoa!
Which is just his brain's on another level, which also lends to his designs being pretty unique, I think, because he's not necessarily taking clues. Although with he has a deck building game, and he has a few things that are following some trends. All right, so before you play your card, sorry.
Before you play is here?
Just,
no. Hi, Garlic! Did someone say board games and massages? I need to just start saying that.
Not at the same time, but alternating. Great. You don't get the massage oil on the games.
No.
At the end of the game, so if you win here, we score all the areas that didn't score this round. So just important piece of information that hasn't been said recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, thank you for reminding me, because that is not what I want.
Brian Jar says that's interesting, so maybe we'll get other ideas. That was very odd. I can't imagine not wanting to play other games, but
yeah,
the ones you create. That makes me think of some lawyer friends who don't like reading in their spare time. They do it for work. Yeah, I mean, I guess if your job is to design games and you do it full time, you probably wouldn't play a lot of games on your spare time. I can't say that. I don't know. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Upside down. Oh no. Oh shoot, that was under that one. And Wizard's Tower. Well, here we go. So you win this area, you get 8 points. There. And you don't have any connecting locations.
No, you made it very difficult to do that.
Well, you kept blocking my connecting roads too. And then I win here for 1 point. And then roads don't score for this final scoring thing. We tie here for nothing.
This is where I just blow up all your...
for nothing. We tie here for nothing. We tie here for nothing.
Purely defensive move.
Oh my gosh. And you win! Congratulations.
I think that's why I like Knizia games, because they they work with my brain a lot better.
This place is great because it connects to a lot of places, but it's worth nothing.
It's worth one.
I was pouring too much into it.
Should we switch it?
Oh yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching us play a game that we've played before, but more importantly, hanging out with us in chat.
Yeah.
We managed to again extend a game longer than its
this
usual
is,
playtime.
I think, what does the box say? I think the box is pretty accurate. 30 minutes for 2 players, even less.
I think,
I'm really excited. I think this works great at 2 players. I think it will work just as great with more players.
I didn't even get to play my witch.
You never played your witch.
That's my flex. I didn't.
Yeah,
even
you
play
won,
my
and you didn't even
witch.
have to play the witch. What in the heck?
Let's see.
I wonder. I mean, Dr. Reiner Knizia, as we talk about him, he has to have forgotten games he's made, right? Like,
probably not. If his memory's probably like crazy.
600 though? Could you remember every?
I guess probably not.
Like, there's got to be a game that he worked on for a week and was like, "That's okay," and then sent it to a publisher or something like that.
Jessar says, one of my friends has a big Filipino family around on one of the cities I used to live in. His wedding reception had some great food. That was our main goal, was what place would allow us that was affordable, that would let us bring food. Because a lot of places, a lot of wedding venues won't let you bring your own food, which is absolutely unheard of in my family, because they're like, that's what we're good at, feeding crowds and making good food. Why would you not utilize the skill that we've been developing? this whole lifetime.
Wait, Silver Mountain Timer says he makes video games too? Knizia?
What? Get out of town.
What? Is that how he's made 600? Are some of those video games? Is there anything he can't do? Like I said, he's the mad scientist of board games. The mad scientist. He's a madman.
Maybe
he operates on another level. Maybe
he's also like a good mechanic. Like what other things?
He's got like a really practical skills too.
He's a good mechanic. What else do we know about Dr. Knizia? He also has a green thumb. And you know, he makes pretty good fruit pies.
Brandon Josh, he can definitely change a light bulb. How many Dr. Knizias does it take to change a light bulb? 1.
We basically played board games, ate, and sang karaoke the entire weekend.
What?
Karaoke!
That sounds awesome.
We love karaoke. Andrew loves karaoke. He had like a strategy. Describe your strategy. When you were in China, you know your set list. Like
yeah,
you
gotta. The strategy when you can't sing very well is to pick grunge songs. And then you start with something like Jimmy Eat World or something where it's like okay voice, you know, your voice is fresh. You don't have to be very good, but people have fun with the song anyways. And then you get more grunge and hardcore as the night goes on because you're just screaming at the end and it doesn't really matter.
And everyone's drinking too.
And everyone's drinking and having a good time. So yeah, love some karaoke. I love the private room karaoke that exists more in China, Korea, and Japan than here. I'm not a huge fan of the like bar karaoke with strangers.
We have a home karaoke set,
which we bought.
And then COVID happened. And karaoke is the least COVID okay
thing
type
to
of
do. Yeah.
Screaming, yelling in an enclosed space. Oh, I love karaoke. Karaoke, board games, food, massages, food.
So Very Wrong Game says he doesn't need to change light bulbs. He creates a game around changing a light bulb and makes others do it. So just convinces people it's fun. He's like, the math is really sound in this. You guys should try it.
Reiner can do card flourishes just as great as Herb's Gambit. I don't know, Legends. I'll have to see it.
Yeah.
I can believe that he's a good mechanic, but I don't know if he's as good as Herb's Gambit with the card flourishes. By the way, if you have not gone to Herb's Gambit's channel, you should definitely check it out. And you can spend some channel points to see Herbs do a card flourish, like a legit like Gambit card flourish. Mm-hmm. I didn't know people could do things like that in
real life.
In real life, like I've seen them in movies, and I'm like, that is. They hired like a stunt artist for that. Like that.
That's still a person doing it.
Yes, but it's like I didn't know normal people could do it. Like if you had those skills that Herbert does, your job would be
a stunt artist.
A stunt artist. Anyway.
I see the connection.
Well, at least you're ready for post-COVID get-togethers. Are you talking karaoke? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that was a
dear
response
to we're ready. Well, the funny part is we have this old karaoke machine, Magic Sing, that my family had, and like we bought these cartridges for it, but they're only songs from like random songs from the like 40s all the way up to early or like late 90s, and then we never updated it. And then we bought a new karaoke machine that it's like more robust. You can add more songs to it. But then we still sing the same songs from the same like the like 70s, 80s, 90s. Sometimes we'll dabble in early 2000s, but like we mostly want to sing Spice Girls. No. We want to sing Rage Against the Machine. No.
Oh man. Someone asked, what was it? Just asked, what's the most off the wall thing you can think of Knizia doing? Windsurfing.
Windsurfing. Chat, what do you guys think?
He's a big windsurfer. He has a YouTube channel with a GoPro. You know,
he's a budding amateur tattoo artist. That would be pretty crazy.
That would be pretty crazy.
That would be absolutely insane. He's not really. I don't know if he would have any skills, like, but maybe he's got like.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the like graphic designs of his old games,
that's why he's a budding amateur one.
Oh.
He's not.
He's not
good yet.
He's not good at it. He gets other people to do it now. I wonder if you told him it was
just our. I can only one-handed cut for a few ways. Oh, here's a interesting thing, or not interesting thing, but I only learned how to shuffle cards in my adulthood. Like, I think probably 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely did the like place the cards down and like shuffle them, like stack them and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But over a cabin weekend, between board games, which we would play a lot of board games in this cabin weekend,
Mm-hmm.
but a friend just sat me down and we just practiced shuffling. I still am not comfortable. I will not shuffle anyone else's cards.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to board games, it's like half the time you don't shuffle that way anyways.
Yeah,
because it hurts the cards. But so it's like
there's
different layers. It's like you haven't played enough board games to know how to shuffle cards. You learn how to shuffle cards, but then realize that it's not cool to shuffle other people's cards. It's like different layers. Oh man! All right, so I'm always being made fun of for my shuffling. Apparently, I shuffle wrong.
Yeah, Wagon games. That's how I feel. I've definitely had games where I are like, and I'm given these cards, and I'm like, I know you're gonna say something about my shuffling, so I'm just gonna give these cards to somebody else.
How do you shuffle them? You just throw them in the air?
No, I do everything. I think there's one time I didn't want to admit that I didn't know how to shuffle cards, so I was like, someone stacked them in front of me, and I got up and went to the bathroom. I just like stalled. I just left.
Silver Metal Tavern says, "Don't you love it when people bridge your board game cards?" Yeah, I mean, if it's like a $10 card game, I'm okay with it. But if it's like $100 game where I'm like, oh, I don't really want to have to replace that card or figure out. Whatever.
Usually, don't you think people at least don't do that with your games because they're usually like having you kind of move it around, so you usually kind of.
No, it's mostly it's like they're fidgeting with their cards and they're holding it and like bending it.
Ooh.
You've done this before.
It's me. I'm the one.
No,
Andrew's grinding his teeth while he's.
It was just like once. I can't remember what game it was.
We are looking for someone to raid. So if anyone sees...
So we've got 3 people we follow that we could raid, but none of them are doing board games right now. We got someone playing Biomutant. We got some music, Cassius Clay, which is always a good time.
Someone with the claw grip with my copy of Secret Hitler. I had to ask them to stop bending it so much. Oh no. The thing that's the worst too is the like multiple reminders.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart kind of like hurts a little bit.
I feel mean asking people, but I'm also
But you gotta do it.
It's expensive. There's a cool YouTube video where riffle bridge shuffling is the only way to properly randomize. Traditional shuffling requires over 7,000.
Whoa!
Yeah, actually, my dad's a statistics teacher, and it takes 7 shuffles of riffle or bridge shuffling to properly randomize. And then I've also heard that the one where you like lay them all out and then like do that is relatively good for randomizing.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's a total mess, but wash shuffle. Yeah, that's it.
The wash shuffle.
All right, so where are we going, Pia? Guide our raid.
Anyone
have a board game streamer that they'd love us to jump into?
They do it sometimes in casinos. That's how you shuffle in Mahjong. That's true. Oh no, the volume. Yeah, I love the sound of mahjong tiles.
More games need to incorporate mahjong tiles.
I heard that if you do it for 1 minute, it's all random after. Oh. Who is on the board game channel?
Oh, there's not a lot.
Somebody's playing. I don't know what that
Is
game
that
is.
Monopoly?
Not sure.
And then Wingspan. There's a game that it may be a prototype. It's got a map of the Earth, but I'm not sure what it is.
And he's
He's
there
a
we go.
designer.
Thanks, Legends. Yeah, you follow a lot of board game peeps, so I know that you.
NPC Aaron.
Okay, type it out.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for hanging out. And if you are available on Saturday from 10 to 12 p.m. Pacific time, join us for Space Alert. It will be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to play.
Oh, NPC Aaron was in our chat the other day.
That's awesome.
Let's go over there. Okay. Well, see y'all over in NPC Aaron's chat. Looks like he's playing Minecraft. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us.
All right, we got this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raid!